All right, Jay. All right, Jay.
Wait, Assad was jamming.
Congrats.
Assad was
He
partying.
was dancing.
Assad, you want to come say hi?
He was tapping his foot like that to the beat.
Find out Maria's IG so I can know. Okay, yo, what's good? What's good? It's the big show. A family affair, family vibe, no nonsense here. Oh yeah. Shout out Clubhouse. I was on there earlier. That was crazy. I would like to do that too. I gotta contact my brothers, the Heat Bakers. We should interview them on here. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, that'd be a good concept to do, like producer week. Heat Makers, Cool and Dre. What's the guys I love that do all the raw shit? Justice League. You know, a bunch of, happy birthday, Scott Storch. My brother, Scott Storch. I'm sorry. Happy birthday. Love you, Scott. You and Cool and Dre has given me my biggest hits in my career. Be clear. Love you, Scott Storch. Happy birthday, Scott Storch. Happy holidays, everybody out there. Tonight is a big show. What is new? We've been doing this. We've been doing this, excuse me. We've been doing this months, and every night it's a bigger show. Yo, my brother Short, what's good?
Joe, what up, man?
Short?
What up, Joe? I'm pushing up to the studio, man. I'm about like 5 minutes away. I'll be riding for about 5 minutes, but we good.
All right, so you good while you riding? We're not
Nah,
causing no accidents or nothing, huh?
I'm old school, man. I'm back when they had car phones and all that stuff.
You back with driving with the phone on the kneecap, the one on the like.
Hey,
I do it too.
I got one hand free and one hand holding the phone, and my knee on the wheel.
Short, let me tell you, it's an honor to have you on here. Shout out to Delicious. What's up, mama? It's an honor to have you on here, man. You're a living legend. Rarely do I get to interview somebody who was in the game before me. What year you first started putting out your music?
I was in the streets of Oakland, real popular in like 1982, 83, 84. I dropped my first album in 85. I signed to Jive Records in 1988, and it's been, Short Dog ever since.
God damn, yo, you've been out there since 82. You look great.
Yeah.
Are you married too, Short?
I am not married, but I just recently, 2 years ago, had my first child at the age of 52. So I'm a young father of a toddler.
Because I've seen you before, and you always have a hot chick on your arm. But back in the day, let's just say back in the day. And
yeah.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yo, I never even heard. And I'm not getting messy on here. I'm just saying I'm living vicariously through you.
Yeah, you're supposed to have a certain, young wild life. I stayed young and wild all the way to my young 50s, man. My daughter, really, I got a little girl, man. After all these years of being the ice cold Short Dog, the player, the game gave me a little girl, man. And
that's fucking crazy, ain't it?
And I'm gonna tell you, man, it really does. It does change you, man. I can't front, man. Like every father I know been telling me this for years, and now I'm like living proof. Like that little girl can change you for real.
Yeah, my daughter too. My daughter's executive producer of the show. She like, they got me fucked up, Short. Like, I mean, wait till she get 14. Like yesterday, I got out the car. Her and her mother got out, and I seen how tall she was, and the shit just like. I got double the trouble, bro. I don't have
my man Scarface got a 7-year-old, an 8-year-old, something like that. He like you have no idea what's ahead, bro.
Nah, it's crazy. I mean, it's the most beautiful shit for me. You know, when my daughter was born, I swear she looked right at me, like when the doctor showed us her, and that night I couldn't even sleep. I walked around the neighborhood till the sun came up, and I just kept seeing her face, seeing her face. And the other day I looked at her and I said to myself, am I really happy about how my daughter's growing up and everything? And yo, the answer is yes, man. I'm
Hmm.
really proud of my daughter.
For
I'm
sure.
happy that I have a daughter. She's a boss, so she runs me.
That's what they
No,
say.
I'm telling
They
you.
say the daughters, they say that, man.
No, I'm telling you, she's my boss. Like she calls the show. She be doing stuff like,
Yeah.
nah, dad, that's that. Like, stop. Like, I be like, what? Like, who are you talking to? Like,
But that's the one you let do that, man. So hey, I'm looking forward to it, bro. I'm telling you, like I've been hardcore all these years, man. I've been hard, man, trying to run away from love and trying not to have a bunch of babies while I'm out there on the road touring. And now's the time. And
yeah, we gotta commend you with that because everybody we know, every rapper come out with us got 16 kids.
a lot of baby mamas, man. They got a lot of baby mamas. I'm
A
not
lot of
really,
baby mamas and a lot of monthly bills.
Yeah, I kind of, I wish I would have had kids earlier, but at the same time, I seen all that baby mama drama, and I'm not putting that on the women. I seen all that deadbeat daddy stuff. I seen all that the relationships break down, and then you got two sides of the story. I seen the court battles. I really wanted to just enjoy my career, have a good time, man, and not really bring that burden on myself or anybody else because I knew 10, 15, 20 years ago I wasn't going to be a good husband or a father. You know what I mean? So I took my time and did it my way.
That's a fact. And but now it's actually my experience for having kids when I'm older. So my daughter's my last kid. That I get to appreciate it and enjoy it more. When I was younger, I had two sons, and it was like smack them in the back of the head, keep it moving, you good. Like, and then when you older, you get to truly appreciate. You even appreciate women more. Because when you're
Hmm.
younger, you just having babies, you don't know no better. But when you're older, you're like, God damn, she had to go through all that to have this kid,
You
and
appreciate the gift that was given to you through a
that's a
woman.
super fact.
Through a woman, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's a super fact. And so short, man. Uh, I want to get into you. The only guy who probably collaborated with Jay-Z a couple of times. What you went 2 times?
Me and Jay we got about 3 songs together. We got a week ago. We got Real Niggas Do Real Things, and then we got one he did on one of my projects. It was me, him, produced by Jermaine Dupri. We got a
Yo,
few, man. I got about 3 with Biggie too.
you got 3 with Biggie. I know you on Life After Death.
I'm on 2 big albums, and somebody slipped a Biggie song on me the other day. I forgot about. It was me, Big, and Luke. I'm like, oh man, come on now. So yeah, I did things that other guys didn't do, man. I did a lot.
Nah, that's not even normal. Like, having 3 songs with Jay, 3 songs with Big.
And
Uh
bigger than
what
that though, man, they called me, man. Jay called me and said, man, I need you to come to the studio and do this. It was just a week ago. When we did the first song, me and Jay-Z, it was Real Niggas. He really had made that song for Scarface. And he had a version where he said, something about me and Scarface or something, something. And when I don't know why Face didn't do the song, but when I did my part, he changed that to me and Short. So, that was opportunities knocking, man. And then Big requested me to be on The World Is Filled with Pimps and Hoes. And
woo!
I got the call from Puff Daddy. He said, hey man, Big wants you to get on the song. I'm like, I jumped on the airplane and flew to I swear when we was doing The World Is Filled, I feel like, man, either you was at Daddy's house or we came across you that day. Something like we was
Yeah,
Puff.
but I was at Daddy's house a lot, and me and Big was working on an album together,
Hmm.
right? But this more about Too Short. But we had recorded records together. We worked on an album together. Um, but so Big, you did that, and then here you are You from the Pac hood.
Mm-hmm.
What was like? What was like? Cause Too Short. I know you knew Pac. Like,
Yeah.
what was Pac like, man?
Well, you talk to a lot of people, from the Bay, from the West Coast, and people that was really close in Pac's life, and you heard all the stories, but it's a little different with me, man. I'm literally Tupac's big homie. I'm E40's big homie. Like I'm older than them dudes. I got in the game before them dudes. I made it big before them dudes. So, I was looking back at some old footage of one of my concerts that got filmed. And that night, Shock G from Digital Underground, he was doing me a favor and playing the behind the scenes host of my DVD I was making at the time. And Shock was going around interviewing people in the party. And I look back at it years later, and Tupac was just like this little homie behind Shock G. Like he wasn't even out in the front yet. He was just like the little homie. And I'm like, damn, Tupac was around us way back then. So it's always been close. It's just the dynamic of our relationship. We did a couple songs together. The dynamic of our relationship. I was the big homie Short Dog, and Tupac was he was the new young hog. Richie Rich, who is my homie. Me and Richie Rich been rolling since we was youngsters. Richie Rich had Tupac under the wing and was giving Tupac that real Oakland experience. Really like if you go back and look at Tupac's first video when my homies called, they're riding around in Richie Rich's car. You know what I'm saying? That's his guy. That was Rich. Rich had all the good weed. He was the man. So even ask Richie Rich. Too Short's the big homie. I'm the big homie all the way, man.
Nah, you always the big homie, man. You always the big homie, man. You been out there before us, man. I remember when I was in the streets hustling, I used to see Too Short, you know what I'm saying, tapes and just hear these stories, man, and then you started the independent game before everybody else.
Oh yeah, man. It wasn't even like starting something. It was just you had no other option. So I got this music. It's sounding good. I'm around some people that know how to do this, how to be an independent label, and I joined up. I learned the game, and I did it on my own. So that's how I go.
Yeah, man. And
Pioneers, man, pioneers. Hey Joe, I remember you pulled up on me in New York. And you was like, hey, Short, when you pull up to New York, man, when you come to New York, look me up, man. We run this motherfucker. We got this. We got you. And I just remember seeing you around and just knowing like that crew and just hearing about that crew. I was like, man, I am not calling Joe when I get to New York. That nigga's going to have me in the Bronx wilding out.
I had Scarface, man, in the Bronx, and there was this fucking there was this strip club. It was called Mr. Wedge. It was the bottom of the barrel. Like, I mean, like, the bottom of, when you make a girl dance for 10 hours for $1, this shit in her spot. And I remember I took him in there. I took him to my projects, and he was like, yo, y'all live like this? Like, everybody on top of each other? And I was like,
yeah.
And I never forget that, man, Face. And the way I was like, hip hop is universal to me. Hip hop is our culture, is our religion. And we protect that. And so if somebody came from the West Coast, I would show them love. I would support them. I would make sure they beyond safe, because it's just, we got to protect everybody in hip hop.
Yeah,
and
man.
So, and that's how I felt with you, with everybody. I would make sure everybody was straight, because I would want to be in your hood and people know, yo, Joe good, Joe cool was Too Short.
And that's how dudes like us, a lot of rappers and people in the industry, around the industry, think that they know a lot of our secrets about this longevity. But longevity is a recipe with a lot of ingredients, man. It's not. It has in a lot of ways, it has nothing to do with the records you make or even the crew you run with or where you from. It has to do with you, the individual, as a man, getting out there in the world and making the right connections, the right friendships and stuff. And when I move around, man, I never had to move around when I got to Detroit or Chicago. I never had to go and like try to be safe or anything. I just call the bosses. I call the big guys. I'm like, where we at? Pull up. I'm over here. Blah, blah, blah. And we moving around through the city anywhere we want to go. You want to go to the soul food joint in the hood? You want to pull up to the homeboy over here and buy a little bag of weed? Whatever you want. You good out here. And you with the right people. So that is a formula that has a lot to do with a rapper like me and you know, bust rhymes, E40 cats that don't go away. It has a lot to do with how we survive this game is how you navigate through real motherfuckers.
And
You
shout
know?
out, you said 40. We're gonna get to that. 40's
Yeah.
my brother, and me and 40 became tight. The OG Muggs,
Yep, that's
Inglewood
my guy.
family.
That's my guy.
Shout out to my brother Muggs. You know, we done been in Inglewood with Muggs in the middle of the hood. And that's what we mean by we got family everywhere we go. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And that's how we connect. So you and 40, you the big homie. You and 40 done made albums together, right?
Yeah.
Collaboration albums.
Yeah, we did a double album about 8 years ago. We did a lot of songs, man. I don't even know how many. We got dozens of songs together, dozens of collabos together.
And so now we got a versus with you two. I'll admit, this is a true, because they be running that bullshit about this is a celebration of music, but it's a battle. But this was the celebration of music. You know, it's straight Bay Area. It's two living legends that have hit records in every decade.
Yeah,
You guys got hits in every fucking decade, and your friends and brothers.
no doubt.
What's that like? This is a celebration.
I mean, to give you, like, I know but I'm saying it's the same thing as if you in the studio time and time again, you getting on these records, you and Pun collabing, and this motherfucker Pun is a savage on the mic. So every time you we doing another one, you thinking in your mind, you like, God damn, I gotta like you gotta bring your A game. And that's how I am with 40. Like, he brings out the best in me, and at the same time, you sitting there, we about to put a verse on the same song. Like, this nigga is gonna try to outdo me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's about to slap me all around, and you just gotta come with it. So it goes even deeper that with me and 40. We go to the point where we work on albums, like, separately. Like, he's working on an album, and his shit's about to drop. And he hit me on the phone. He's like, man, you want to hear this shit? And he start playing it for me, and it's like, bam, bam, bam. And at the same time, I'm in the studio working on some new shit, and I'm like, I call my people like, bro, we got to go back and
Oh
touch
no,
these
we gotta
songs up.
step this shit up.
Yeah, so that kept me going, man. I hit him back about 3 months later and say, ooh, that new album you got is dope, bro. But check this out. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we get down, man. I call 40 early in the morning and go, with the day his album come out, and go, man, if you don't drop such and such song as a single, you crazy.
Yeah, that's
That's
true
how we
love,
get down.
man. That's true love and loyalty. That's true love and loyalty.
Yeah.
So you being in the game since '82, like, who are some of the guys that influenced you back then?
Rapper wise, I'm gonna tell you where I got my Too Short from. Spoonie G.
Wow.
I got the playerism, because Spoonie G always had the ladies. You know what I'm saying? In his rhymes, he always rapped about his player escapades, and just the Spoonie G had that flow. Remember that just effortless flow? It wasn't really. He didn't have to try. He wasn't. He wasn't doing that.
He was just smooth.
So then you got Super Rhymes, Jimmy Spicer.
Oh, super.
You know what I'm saying?
Super Rhymes.
Super Rhymes, he didn't give a fuck about the hook. He just started rapping and never stopped.
Yo,
So I'm like,
yeah, those are some names right there.
and then you got, of course, Melly Mel with The Message that changed the whole fabric of how I rap, what I rap about. The Message was the first time I saw the light as a songwriter, and I knew what I should be writing. I should now, when I heard The Message, I instantly, the first time I heard it, not after multiple listenings, the first time I heard it, I said, oh shit, I gotta tell the story of Oakland. Because that broken glass everywhere.
People,
as soon as he said that,
care.
I'm in Times Square. I'm picturing New York. I see the broken glass. I see the grimy New York of that 80s, early 80s New York, where they said, you better not have a $2 bill sticking out your pocket walking down the street.
Yo, let me tell you, Melly Mel, to me, in that era, was the best rapper um in that era. Uh, I know I'm gonna say what's up to Grandmaster Caz because he's a lot of people's favorite from the Cold
Mm-hmm.
Crush. How was you guys getting the music over there? Like, cause you talking about real nigga shit, Spoonie
Okay.
G,
Okay.
Super
So
Rat, like that. They wasn't like on the radio.
I'm in Oakland, California. Now, Oakland, as what Oakland is in the San Francisco Bay Area. Oakland is a little city of only like under 500,000 population, but the Bay Area is millions. The Bay Area might be 7 million or something. So it's a big area. And we've always been on the top of the list, you know, top 5, top 7 of consumers of everything in America, hip hop
Always.
included. So the Bay Area is a big market for anybody. And early hip hop, those early labels, they came to the Bay, and they made sure those records were there. And it was people like me. And you go back to all the old school hip hop heads from the Bay. I was in that record store every Tuesday buying whatever came out. I'm gonna tell you, you remember Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, R.I.P. Andre Harrell, and they had the Genius rap. They did their version of Genius of Love.
They sent
Genius,
Khaled. I'm in Khaled's house. They just sent Khaled this Andre Harrell shirt.
man, that's one of my heroes right there, man. My
And
hip hop heroes.
go
He
ahead,
gave me
keep it. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
so they dropped Genius rap. I'm in the record store on Tuesday. Now Genius rap is a flip. It's a remake of Genius of Love, Tom Tom Club, and also Grandmaster Flash had a version. It's nasty. You know what I'm saying? So that beat was popular, but when Genius of Love came out,
The Black Master happy birthday.
but I know I'm talking about that sample though. Everybody who sampled Genius of Love, Tom Tom Club, that was going around back then. There was a lot of versions. Even Steve, what's the name of the comedian did the Ronald Reagan version. That beat was popular, but
Very
Genius,
big.
the Genius rap, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde was the best instrumental. The day that record came out in Oakland, I was in the record store. It's probably 1982. I bought that record, and me and my rap partner Freddie B, we flipped it over to the B side, and we made a homemade tape on the B side. When we put that out, we got our version on the streets before the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde version got out. Like we
Also,
did that.
you was original bootleggers. Like yeah.
I was jacking B sides, man, and selling tapes in the street to like my clientele was all the D boys, all the dope dealers, and I'm just saying, bro, that's what we did. Like even like songs like Planet Rock, man. As soon as that motherfucker hit the street, we was on it. So I'm young hip hop, man. Early '80s, all that, like you was just humming that Grandmaster Flash tune. When Freedom came out, Grandmaster Flash, we was on it, man. Everything when the sequence came out, we was on it. Davey DMX on it. Everything.
Davey DMX, that shit.
You are the best.
You
Come
are
on,
the
man.
best. Cut this beat because it is so fresh.
I was there, bro. The only thing we missed on the West Coast, we missed that Bronx, that Busy Bee, that Grandmaster Caz, everything that happened before Rappers Delight, before Sugar Hill, before Curtis
So
Blow
you missed the
made
version
records.
before they was vinyl. When
And
it
we
was
got
Busy Bee, it was the Kumo D Busy Bee battle, the Cold Crush.
But let me tell you another version. But y'all gave us a cold gem. You gave us Wild Style the movie. Wild Style the movie played in one theater in Oakland. It was off of Park Avenue or something. One theater. They only had one screen. And somebody told me, they was like, man, they got a movie about rap. We went there and saw Wild Style. Like, I mean, I felt like I experienced the 70s hip hop in New York through that movie. I got a little taste.
Now, Wild Style, Beat Street, Wild Style. They made Beat Street in my neighborhood. And Wild Style, too.
But Wild Style is special. Wild Style is special.
Wild Style was special.
It's special, yeah.
You making me want to go see that shit tonight. like, man, I gotta go check that shit out. That shit was like, and with me, I grew up there, like at there.
You from the soil. That's what we say. You from the soil.
I'm from the soil for real. So what I was telling some people earlier that was asking me, I'm like, look, you could be from the west side, the north side, you could be from here, you could here. I was born in the Mecca. So meaning like when you Muslim, they go to Saudi Arabia and walk around that thing. Fortunately for me, I was born, you know, Melly Mel and Grandmaster Flash, they used to play pickup basketball games in the park in front of me. Ruby D, first Latino rapper, used to play
Yeah.
softball in front of me. I knew Mr. Ness when I was a kid, 5 years old. I Little Rodney C, Shy Rock, this, that, all that was in my hood, though. Was one of
Yeah, I love that Funky 4+1, man. I love that.
Woo! Funky 4+1 more. And it was like, and you know, when I met Shy Rock, I met her a few years ago. They had what you call that shit VH1 was doing, the
Hip
hip
hop
hop
honors.
honors,
Yeah.
and they honored her. So
Oh.
so Chirac moved out of New York, right? When she moved out. She quit rap, she went. But when I met her at this hotel, and I just was like, my body got numb. I caught goosebumps. I just was like, because her voice, you know, at that time it wasn't videos. So
Man.
her voice was so amazing. And to love her, growing up loving hip hop so much, when I finally met her, I had no choice but to be like I couldn't handle it. Like it,
I
I
still
was
listen
so
to
humbled.
I played that very recently. Very recently I was listening to that rapping and rocking and rapping, whatever it is. I was bumping that very recently. But also, man, I mean, just, you know, I know the stories, man, like Angie B. Like Angie B comes out as what's her R&B name?
Yes, she's a singer, but she was the original first, according to people, she's the first female rapper.
Damn, that's a hell of a what's her R&B name? I'm always Angie B. What's her
No, it
uh
is Angie B.
Angie Stone, Angie Stone, Angie Stone.
Angie Stone. But let
So a
me
lot of
tell you
people,
something.
that's a dope
Angie
career though.
Stone is allegedly, because I know somebody could always shine, the first, her and Lisa Lee and Debbie Depp, she's one of the first
Yeah, no doubt.
ever. Like she's first, let's just give her first 3 to 5 female rappers that
Yep.
was hot was Angie Stone, and she was Angie B.
Yep. So I'm there on hip hop, man, on the young days. And I think you know, where my career evolved to, it I always respected, you know, like you said, the different regions and whatnot. I was tapped into Jay Prince, you know, when the Ghetto Boys was a local group just trying to break out, we was tapped in. You know what I'm saying? I was tapped in with Luke when he was super independent down in Miami. He had the club, the Pac Jam, and he had the warehouse with shipping out 2 Live Crew records. Man, I've been right there just with the movements for real.
Yeah, I want to say happy birthday to Uncle Luke. Not yet, but it's coming up real soon. He's turning 60 years old.
Yeah, I know. I
And,
got the message. You without guys like Luke, we missing a lot. Like a lot doesn't happen without a guy like that.
you know, Luke was pressing up his own records.
And that warehouse and he had a nightclub attached to it. I remember
In Fifth Street.
he had a teen club attached to that thing.
Yo, that shit crazy, right?
Like you talk to people like Michelle Pooh, she like we was little kids at the Pac Jam. They was in there jamming. They grew up on
Yo,
that Luke.
yo, let me tell you something. That boy Luke, he really was a big deal, man. And he still is. Uh, um, he paved the way for a lot of people, Luke.
I went to do Luke's Peep Show. He used to do that show. And we had some. I did Luke's Peep Show like about 3 times, but we in Miami, and we had some place. I don't know if it's a hotel, house, I can't remember, but it's a pool, and there's some dudes and some chicks. They in the pool having fun. There's music playing, and this dude in the pool, he just keep flowing like gasoline. And I'm like, that nigga could rap. And later on, it turned out to be Trick Daddy.
Trick Daddy Dollars.
And I'm
Trick
like,
Daddy, my guy, man. I love Trick Daddy. Uh, yeah, Luke, he paved the way for everybody for Pitt. He paved the way for Pitbull. He put Khaled on the radio first out here on the bigger scale. Butterfuco did it first. But Cool and Dre, they came through Luke. Homeboy who signed Trick Daddy and Trina,
Slip and slide.
Slip and Slide. They came from Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Probably JT Money got a little Luke in him somewhere, some
oh
little
yeah,
Luke
for sure.
influence.
JT Money, that's the, I seen a picture the other day. It was Trick Daddy, JT Money, and Ross, and
I,
that's all I had to see in Miami's history.
yeah, we need that same picture with Luke right there with him.
Yo, that's crazy. Your song, all your songs, but the Blow the Whistle,
Yeah,
right? Uh, that shit sampled about 10,000 times, and
and
that gets me every time that Blow the Whistle come on. It make me dance and shit. Like,
that's Little John, man. Little John on the production, man. A lot of people don't know that, but Little John made that beat, and he put some special ingredients in that beat, for real.
yo, that boy, Little John. I seen him in the verses when he played that.
Yeah, hey, let me tell you something. I was when I made Blow the Whistle, I was 40 years old. I had already had like 6, 7 platinum albums, had been on all them Jay-Z and Biggie and Snoop Dogg and Lil Kim and Eric Sermon and Scarface and all kind of like stuff like T.I. I did all this stuff, all kind of stuff. And then at 40 years old, I made the hottest record of my whole career. And I say that just to say hip hop is limitless. I'm telling you, man, what you can do at hip hop. Like I had a whole career. I could have stopped before Blow the Whistle and just had enough accolades to be like popping my collar for the rest of my life. And here you at 40, who makes their signature song at 40 after 10 gold and platinum albums? Only in hip hop, bro.
It's hard, and a good friend of mine recently told me anything is possible. And so I was arguing with a friend of mine about something, and he hit me with the anything is possible. And that motherfucker broke down the wall in the argument because I got to be honest. Anything is possible.
Hey, man, one of the greatest hip hop stories in the world is the last few days of Remy Ma being locked down to the first few days of Remy Ma getting out and then coming with all the way up. Like, come on, man, to go from a cell to all the way up, that's got to be the greatest comeback in the hip hop.
Nah, it
That's got to
really
be the greatest
is.
comeback. Got
It
to be.
really is. And she got more money than me, short. For some reason, they pay the females more.
She probably went and got them makeup endorsements, and just murdered the game. I see them boots and stuff she be wearing. She got paid for sure.
Yo, my
But that's
sister went and bought a house cash recently, like some big shit.
but that's
Indoor pool.
that's the Fat Joe influence, though, man. You just you grabbed on just the minute coming out, man, and put it right back in the game. That's love, bro. But I've seen so many rappers try to come back from sitting down doing time, and they ain't no get back,
They
man.
didn't even catch the flow right.
Ain't no get
Their
back.
voice don't sound the same.
I don't know, but hey, you got the formula, though, bro. That's what they was asking me earlier. They said, what are you doing different now? To stay in the game. I was like, if I was Heinz making ketchup, you don't change the formula. You just keep making ketchup. Everybody else making mustard. We on that ketchup.
You know what we say? We call it the Big Mac. Somebody said, describe me who you are. And I said, I'm the Big Mac. And they said, what do you mean? I said, you never asked McDonald's how old they are. You just know that the Big Mac is good. And you go to McDonald's and you order a fucking Big Mac. You ordered it when you was
Same
4
Big Mac
years
from 40
old. You
years
ordered
ago.
it when you was 15. You order it when you 30. Let me get a Big Mac. The shit work. Don't change it.
So yeah, I got the formula, man. You got the formula. Big up to all the OGs that's surviving the game and winning, and big up to all the youngsters who get it. Like it's a bridge in hip hop that people keep trying to test us and keep trying to burn it down. But I respect my little young homies out there getting money. Like you don't gotta make every song so that I would like it, so that hip hop make the song that your fans like. Get your money, bruh. And then at the same time, this ageism in hip hop, I keep preaching against it because I got a lot of OGs around me going,
It's a
"Ah, man,
fact.
all that new stuff is whack." And I got a lot of young homies around me going, "Man, y'all OGs don't know nothing. Man, y'all get out the way." But I'm like, for one, respect the young homies for getting money. For two, you wish you could be an old school rapper like me. You wish you could rap at the age of 14, 15 and still be doing it at 54 years old. You wish that you can have this career. So I respect that. I'm just saying both sides, man. Just understand this is hip hop. This is our thing. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. You can get rich doing what we do. So
You know,
respect it.
Short, what happened to me was one time, you remember they used to do those seminars like How Can I Be Down or Jack the Ripper?
Jack the Rapper, Jack the
And,
Rapper.
and one time I went to one as a fan before I even rapped. And they had the OGs on there. They were just turning into OGs. So they're a little bit younger than me and you are, right? And so, but they were like, you know, like 21 Savage,
On that level.
Travis Scott, all of this is their time. Fat Joe's the OG now. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they were the OGs, but they were the legends. I can't tell you who because I don't want to disrespect, but the biggest you could think of. And I heard somebody in the audience say, yo, such and such, what do you think about the leaders of the new school? Right? That's when leaders in the new school
But
first came out.
Busta Rhymes,
And
yeah.
I heard the Busta Rhymes in them, and I heard one of the OGs say, y'all don't know what these young niggas is doing, man. That shit whack to me. I don't know this. It hurt my heart because I looked at him and what I said, and I love him to this day, the person who said it. And I worship him. But I remember the first thing I said was, yo, these old niggas is mad. That's what I said sitting in the chair. I was about 17, 18. And I was like, yo, these old niggas is mad, man.
Yeah,
And
get mad.
so I always told myself when I got in the game, don't never disrespect these young kids because you was like that before too. And don't sound like the old hating ass nigga. Big them up. Any kid that's out here working ain't sticking your mother or your aunt up at the gas station.
And you can't underestimate that ladder of success, that ladder you climb on the way up. Nobody stays at any level at all times. You go up, down, medium, you know what I'm saying? And man, I tell you, I've been in this game long enough to see scrubs in the mailroom become top-notch executives, to see dudes peddling demos to become mega platinum stars. I seen it all, man. I dealt with cats, man. I respect. Like I'm gonna tell you, a lot. There's a lot of stories like this, but like a cat like David Banner coming up to Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta at the time. David Banner pull up. He promoting himself. He out there. You know, he a young dude. I see his hustle, and I go, I like young homies hustle, man. I do a record with him. No charge. I'm platinum, multi-platinum. I do a record with him, just a homie. I just like this swag. Later on, he becomes David Banner, and David Banner got some dope production. He always goes, short dog, man, I got you, man. You fucked with me when nobody fucked with me. I got you. Same thing
Well,
with T.I.
that's the whole Drake, Rick Ross,
Yeah.
thing. Like, you know, Rick Ross is the only guy who can get Drake on any song in the universe. In fact, Drake sends him songs. Like when Rick
for the
Ross is
love.
fake retired, Drake can send him 2 new ones. Like, yo, get on it, bro. Because Rick Ross embraced him when he was coming up in the game and he wasn't big yet and showed him love while he was on fire. And Drake never forgot that.
So yeah, man, don't forget that part of the game, man. I see a lot of cats get to that level of success and just shit on the little people. I'm like, bro, you can't talk bad to dude bringing the water to your room. Just show him a little, you know, you don't know what this brother do behind the scenes. You don't know who he roll with. You don't know who he about to be. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That's the shit I was saying earlier. And you never know because regimes change. So that guy in the mailroom, the guy in the cubicle, don't walk past them like they ain't nobody. You never know when they the next big one to go. And they turn around and be like, yo, Fat Joe, you showed me love when I wasn't nobody. Or Fat Joe, guess what? One time when I was interning in the studio, you bought Taco Bell for everybody. Or you bought some Popeyes for everybody. They appreciate that shit right there. The verses, you, E40 is going down in a major way, and all of us is gonna be there for that.
Yeah, they told us we can only do 20 songs each, man. I'm like, that's gonna be a hard task to just narrow down to 20, but we're we're gonna put on. We're gonna do something, man. I watched all the verses. I seen just about all of them, and we're gonna add a little bass wag to it, some shit talking, some entertainment, like, you know, special E42 short type, and then we're gonna do a lot of education too. We're gonna tell you a story that you might not have knew, you might not have known about this bass shit. So, you know,
Well, you know the Bay Area, we want to shout out Shock G, Money B, Mac
MC
Dre,
Hammer, MC Hammer,
MC Hammer,
yeah.
who's a real one. Everybody from the Bay, Chewy Gomez,
I
Vaughn,
talked to Chewy today, yeah.
Chewy Vaughn, shout out my brother
Sir.
Ghazi from Empire, the whole Bay Area, man.
Yes,
what
sir.
the Bay has done for hip hop, it's been amazing. And you are correct. Sway and Tech.
My guys, man, for real. So yeah, we really want to just enlighten some folks, man. We want to entertain you and educate you at the same time. So if you tap in, expect a great show, because we're gonna put it on, man.
Nah, we tapped in, my brother. We love you too, Short. Thank you so much for doing this for us. We love you, my
Anytime,
brother.
Joe.
Living legend, icon. If they invented another word higher than icon, that would be you, my brother.
I'll see you in the MIA, man. I'm coming to Miami, bro.
All right, my brother. One love,
All right,
Short.
all right.
Yo, man, that's too short, and you don't know who the fuck I know, man. Too short, boy. Living legend, Biggie, Tupac, Jay-Z, Scarface. Like, Too Short is different, man. Too Short is different. Everybody the little homie. I'm the little homie to Too Short. Too Short been out since '82, bro. And it's always kept it real. Always, he's headed to the studio now to make some shit. Like, so, you know, I tell him that hip hop in a whole is young. When you talk about other genres of music, if you talk about rhythm and blues, you talk about salsa music, any kind of music, hip hop is young. And it is barely get to 50 years old. And so now what you see me doing, what you see Nori doing, what you see other people doing, Khaled or whatever, it's basically we commentating now. So like if you see Shaq on TNT, you see Barkley, Charles Barkley on TNT, they lived the game. Kenny Smith, they played the game. So now we out here commentating. But hip hop on the whole is still a baby. And that versus is gonna be something special. What's the young ladies all right, let me see if I find it. Hold on. I don't know. Damn, all that. Davis underscore. Oh, yeah. Shit, I might not have it. I sent the request. And so, Sweetie Bay Area, Kalani Bay Area. Okay. Okay. Maria Davis, through various friends of ours, everybody who I respect keeps telling me, you need Maria Davis on there. You need Maria Davis on there. You need Maria Davis on there. And so, tell me about the special party. I don't know if you know, I used to sneak up in your parties.
I know. I know Mad Wednesdays. Mad Wednesdays, you used to sneak up in my party. Yes, you did.
You know,
So,
Mad Wednesdays, you know, that's with Jay-Z. Everybody was in it. And on his first album, on Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z got
22.
you on there in the skit.
Yeah. Yes.
It was a legendary album. Like, how did that come about?
Well, you know, I used to love to put people out the club. So when you smoke weed and somebody told on you, and I would go around the club smelling to see if I smell anybody smoking weed, and then I would throw you out the club. And they got a tickle out of that. And if you came in there and you didn't act accordingly, you would get thrown out. So they, after time after time after they saw me doing it, they were like, Maria, you got to put this on the, this is real. You got to put this on the album. So.
You know what's crazy, Maria? We had a woman, and I hope she's alive, but we had a woman in the Bronx who had an underground restaurant where all the hustlers, drug dealers used to go. Her name was Miss Elise. And Miss Elise, she cooked so good. And she had a jar over her kitchen. And the jar, if you cursed, you had to put
you had to put
$1 in there.
I like
every
her.
lunch, I would have like $50 I have to give Miss Elise. She'd be like, Joe, that's 20. Joe, that's 25. Keep on cursing. Okay, Joe, that's 30. So after my meal, I would have to throw $30, $20, $50 in there because I would curse at her spot. And and it's similar to Mad Wednesdays.
Yes, yes.
It's great to see you. You look amazing.
Thank you.
You know, I was telling somebody, and this is not being messy and no disrespect, but I remember there was a rumor that said you were sick.
Yes.
Did you ever hear that rumor? Was that true or not?
Yeah, I'm an AIDS survivor, 21 years.
Let's talk about that then. I didn't know. I didn't want to be disrespectful, but I remember.
No, you're not being that. I'm an
Everybody was like,
activist.
yo, Maria Davis got AIDS, so you would think she's dead. You know, at that time, they used to die. So
Yes,
you're
they
an
did.
AIDS survivor.
21 years, not HIV, AIDS. So, you know, when you have HIV, you can live a much longer time as long as you don't get sick. Once you get sick with an opportunistic infection, which I had about 3 of them, they diagnosed me with AIDS. So I was 95 pounds. I had stopped Mad Wednesdays. Mad Wednesdays after SO Bar 85. Then I went to Fat Boys on 14th Street, which is Lotus or whatever the new name is. And then I went to Demerara's for a little while. And then I couldn't do the showcases anymore because I was too sick. So I went down to 95
You look
pounds.
healthy.
God is good. God is good. I'm still here. I'm still here as an activist, you know, getting involved in a lot of different things. Look, I said, I'm going to tell you, I'm putting my crown on because, you know, they crowned me, Rob Love from Def Jam, crowned me the godmother of hip hop.
Shout out our brother Rob Love. Rob Love.
Yeah, he said to ask you if you wore your I Am the Vote t-shirt. You know, we doing the campaign I Am the Vote, where we registered almost 2,000 people to register to vote in Harlem.
All right, well, listen, Maria Davis. Yes, I wore my t-shirt. It's black with the flag. I got it.
Yes.
Recently, Isaac Wright Jr. says he's going for mayor of New York City. I don't know if you know who Isaac Wright is. He's the brother that got falsely accused, went to jail, got himself out. Now he's a lawyer representing everybody. He got the TV show. Have you endorsed somebody in New York for mayor of New York?
No, I haven't. So, you know, our campaign is an educational campaign. My goal, and Rob and Bob Sumner and Deneen Womack and Gwen Kingsbury, our job is to educate the voter so that when you go in the voting booth, you're not asking me, because I work the polls during election time. People always asking me, well, who should I vote for? And I got tired of hearing that. So you should know who the candidate is that you're voting for, and you should know the information about them. Are they representing your community? And the presidential election is really not the most important election. Our local elections, which we have a big one, you know, in New York City next year in June and November, it's the mayor, the comptroller. We're voting for public advocate. We're voting for city council. And so these are the people that we send to represent us. So people should be educated. So it is a hip hop brother out there, a young guy named Yellow Pain, that I use his video on YouTube.
Yellow Pain. He's family.
Honey, I love him. I've been showing his video to everyone, and Lisa Cortez. I don't know if you remember Lisa. She used to run Loose Cannon. and she
Nah,
was
I
at
don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember her as a rapper, but Yellow Pain definitely put out an ill video, and it's for educational purposes
yes, my
in the
vote don't
flyest
count.
way. He's been on the show, Yellow Pain.
Yes, I love him. I'm trying to really connect with him to maybe come to New York and do some educational stuff here. But Lord, Lisa Cortez did a documentary on Stacey Abrams called All In, Fight for Democracy. And it talks about the 150 years of voter suppression. So, and she does a fantastic job. They talk about how, I tell people all the time, if our vote wasn't important, then why do they try so hard to put up road barriers and distractions so we don't vote?
Well, we learned, Maria, with Biden, that if we all get out there and vote, then we could take even a guy as popular as Donald Trump, who pretty much is the biggest troll in America. And what I mean is, he was president and he found a way to make the shit about him every day. So every day you watch the news,
Absolutely.
he was just pumping his shit up, his shit up, his shit up, his shit up. If it was boring, he would think of some shit. The next day he say some. He made that all about him, right?
And
And so with a president who, people pay for advertisement, people pay for publicists, people pay to get
yes,
mentioned. This guy was rocking the media, and he still
yes, he
lost
sure was.
because the people came out and voted. And so
Look,
your vote does count,
your
and your
vote
vote
does count because
does
he's out.
make a difference.
He's out. He's
He got
out.
to go. He got to
And
go.
what people didn't realize while he was doing all of the negative stuff, he was putting judges in place that will affect us for the next 50 years. So he has nominated almost 200 judges into the judicial system, circuit, the Supreme Court, and the lower courts. He put judges in there that are going to make a difference when our young black and brown kids go to jail. We thought we was getting rid of those people with those negative mind and those biases. But now the all 200, none were black and they all were conservative. So the young man that just got executed the other day, he's been looking to do an execute because he wanted to execute the Central Park Five, the exonerated five, and he couldn't do that. So I guess he was going to look for the next African American that he can execute. And out of the 40 over the summer, he has executed from July to now 45. It was 44 executions, and the majority were the last 5 that were executed were mainly black. And it's mainly us in the prison system that's on
So
death
Maria,
row.
so you had so many subjects that you could attach yourself to. Of course,
Yeah.
AIDS, everything, but you chose politics. You chose to get everybody involved and educate them to vote. Why did you think that was so important for you? That you turn your life into that?
Because even as an AIDS survivor, funding is being cut for people that are newly infected. That affects their life. So if we are trying to keep funding in our community, and for those not only that might be living with HIV and AIDS, with any kind of health disparity, we're number one in every health disparity, from diabetes to high blood pressure to prostate cancer to breast cancer, and not because we're more prone, but because we don't go to the doctor. And black and Latino men do not go to the doctor. And so when you don't take care of your health, that's how COVID was able to come into our community and not only affect the African American community and Latino community, but our men. So
Well,
this, to me,
today I had my daughter, she's executive producer of the show. She's 14. And every day is like education with her. We ain't go as far as the birds and the bees that much, but
right.
everything. We watch Selena, the series, and we talk about life, and she picks up something. So today she brought up that her teacher, and she goes to a private school, Her
Right.
teacher was telling them, you know, y'all blessed to be in private school. You know, the way public school works is based on your property taxes on
Right.
how the public school system works. So,
Right.
so she's breaking that down to me, and I said, well, did you see what your teacher was really telling you? And she was like, what? And I was like, did you see the systemic racism in what she was telling you? And she was like, no, what do you mean, Dad? I said, listen, if you're a brown and black kid, most likely you live in a poor neighborhood, property
Absolutely.
taxes pay for schools, you're gonna be without materials, without good. I could even go as far as to say that if you're a great teacher, you might want to go teach in them private schools rather than, or chartered schools rather than in the hood where these young kids might be
Absolutely.
wild or whatever the case may be from broken
Absolutely.
homes. And so I'm teaching my daughter in that statement that the teacher told her. I'm like, there's systemic racism right in that statement. She wasn't saying it on purpose to
Right.
you, but I'm
Right.
trying to bring it
Right.
to the light. And so everybody isn't as fortunate as you.
Right.
And so I had to break that down to her. You should look into Isaac Wright Jr. because I'm gonna
I
have a
am. I'm gonna
conversation
do
with him
that.
later. And if he says the things I want to hear, Fat Joe will be endorsing Isaac Wright Jr. for mayor of New
Okay.
York City.
Okay.
And
Okay.
because I'm all about the story, I'm all about the struggle. I'm all about what people went through. You know, somebody can look like a warrior to you till they war tested, till they battle
Absolutely.
tested, and you
I
realize,
like that.
man, this
I
ain't who I
like
thought
that.
that was, right? So you got a young man who's falsely accused and given life in 72 years, got himself out of jail, then became a lawyer in the same courtroom that put him in. This guy's interesting.
Yep. That, yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And so if he says the
Absolutely.
right shit to me, I'm gonna endorse him.
And so we need some fresh blood. We need some, we keep get recycle. It's time to see some new fresh blood. It's time to see some black and Latino men. It's time for us to take over. Black and Latino, it's time for us to take over. Because then nobody speaks to our conditions. Nobody speaks, our young kids out here in the schools in New York City, a lot of the kids don't have laptops. How do you how do we have so much money and these children don't have laptops? They live in a lot of
We just gave out uh, a bunch of laptops in Washington Heights because the teachers
I heard,
hit us up and
I
said,
heard.
"Yo, Joe, we ain't got no laptops and it's COVID." We gave them a bunch of laptops. You know, in the school I grew up in, my elementary, I gave them a whole computer room. Where they got computers
Nice.
all in the rooms. Uh, and so we did a whole computer room. They didn't even have computers. Um, in over there in Forest and 165th and Trinity. Used to be 146. I don't know if it's the same number school, but we did that in several schools. And so that's what I mean, where uh, you ain't got a computer, you ain't got shit 2021.
And you don't have no internet. A lot of family, let me tell you something. There's a large population of young people living in shelters. And in the shelters, they do not have the internet. So imagine you get a laptop, but then you don't have internet in your shelters. And the city was supposed to fix that, and they did not do that. So, you know, my thing to everybody is everybody can do something. Even if you don't have a lot of money, I know a lot of people not working right now, but you can do something. If you make a hot meal, give it to your neighbor next door. Check on your neighbor. Check on your seniors. Make sure your seniors are doing okay. I gave out 60 turkeys and groceries at Thanksgiving time with my good friend Jacqueline Almond and some of my other people, Yahweh Financial Group. And then we got a toy drive. So I'm going to make a food spread on Lenox Avenue. We're going to give out food. We're going to get as many toys, hats, scarves, that we can get, and gloves, because, you know, hat and scarves and gloves are needed. One time I was going to the clinic and a homeless man was, you know, I guess he drank a lot. He was on the corner. He was knocked out, intoxicated. I called the ambulance and I said to him, "You want my scarf?" And he said, "Yes." And when I took my scarf off, I said, "Wow." My whole body got cold. And I said, "Wow, what a difference a scarf makes." You need the scarf for the warmth in your neck. You need socks on your feet, because if you don't have socks on, if your feet are not warm, your neck is not warm, and your head is not warm, you're done. So my thing is to get hats, scarves, gloves.
Hey, listen, Maria, I went on some shit today. I don't know if you know about it. You should be up on it. It's an app called Clubhouse.
Clubhouse, I'm on there. I'm already doing
And they
the
did
healing
some
and the
shit
mental.
called Fat Joe Appreciation. They welcomed me on Clubhouse. And you name it. Whoever you name, from the industry to anything, was in there.
I know they
Joe.
was there. I wasn't there. You didn't invite me, Joe. I
I didn't
wasn't
see
there.
you in there. I didn't. But listen, I didn't even know what the. I don't know what I'm doing. It's the first time I'm on there. And people started saying, "Joe, this, that. Oh, we love you and everything you did. And what could you do?" And then I said, "Listen, what you could do for me is you could donate to a homeless person. You could feed people. You could give back." And that's what we call a light. Me and my little brother Khaled, we always talk about the light. And
Yes.
that's what I mean. You don't have to, you know, with us, Thanksgiving, we gave out 2,000 turkeys. You know, this Christmas, the 23rd, we ain't announced it yet, but I'm talking, being that you do so much, fuck it, I might as well say it with you. In both my stores, I got two stores, one in 158 Broadway, one in 207th. So we're giving out 500 meals for families. And I
Oh,
mean,
wonderful.
rice, beans, chicken, this, that. We doing it with
My
Craysdale.
favorite. My favorite.
Yeah, we're doing it with Craysdale. Shout out Ruben Diaz to plug me in, but we paid a lot of money for this. But we're so blessed just to be alive. We're so blessed to come where we
Absolutely.
come from
Absolutely.
that I cannot not give. Like, I just don't know how not to give. Right? So we're gonna feed 1,000 families, but like real meals. These are like, you know, these are big meals. Like this ain't just food. This
Yes.
is like they cook for a week with the shit. And but the thing is, that's not enough. Everybody needs to get out there, and everybody needs to do their part.
Well, you know what they did when they welcomed me? They took me in this room, and this one investor guy, I kind of cried. He didn't even know me. Nobody knew me in the room, and they was like, "You need money for your non-for-profit can't be silenced?" He said, "Where's your cash app at?" And my girlfriend Kenya Brown, she took and screenshot my cash app, and people were sending me my. Oh, it was so beautiful.
You
I just
know, this
cried
lady
because
came on today when I was on there, and she was like, "I get crazy money on Bitcoin. I want to give you money." I said, "Listen, the way you can get money, give me money, is I don't really need money. So you can go give back to your community, give some food out,
right.
take some pictures, I'll post it. And that's where we at. We need to pick everybody up and help as much as possible.
As we,
And it's great that you
absolutely,
feel that way. But we all need to feel that way. And then there's so
absolutely,
much we won't have to really be dependent on other people to help us. Or we
absolutely.
waiting for somebody. What the fuck are we waiting for? Like, let's just
Well,
go out there and do what we gotta do. And
you,
what you gotta realize is, we waiting on somebody else to do something for us. We gotta do for our own communities. And that's that.
absolutely,
And how much is enough? So I asked all my friends that. Whether it's Puff Daddy, whether it's Khaled, whether it's this, you know, all my rich friends, I say, how much is enough? They said, "Joe,
yes,
what do you
yes.
mean?" And I love money. And I love fly shit, Maria Davis. But
But you
how
got a
much is
good
enough till we
spirit.
feel we're blessed enough to
That's
where
right.
we could turn around and we can give back to our people that really need it. How much is
Absolutely.
enough? Now, I'm for capitalism. I want Maria Davis to make $1 billion. I want my man Rich to make $1 billion. I'm not
That's right.
against people making money,
That's
but how
right.
much is enough so that we can realize we're blessed and we can give back to our people? And so let me tell
Absolutely.
you something, Maria Davis. We always give back. Whether it's, you know, we don't brag. They watch me every day. They know I don't talk like this. You know, like I said, any fucking school in our neighborhood, we pay for the uniforms. Anybody needs computers or anything that come up to us, we give it to them. We give out food. We give out turkeys. We give out this. We give out that. But let me tell you something, Maria Davis, and I'm not trying to brag. This ain't a bragging thing that I'm telling you, right?
No.
Nike told me that out of 178 stores in New York City, the only 2 stores that didn't get looted was Fat Joe stores.
That's right.
And so the
That's right.
community, which, because you know, it's always a knucklehead. I was a knucklehead. When one of them little dudes turned around and said, nah, let's get Fat Joe stores. Hold up. They give my grandmother food. They give computer. Not there. We not doing that.
That's right. That's right.
And that's
That's
the
right.
blessings. And
It
you know what
is.
gets me sad is I'm all for people making money, but all these businesses in our communities just been eating off of us forever. And
Eating.
these people, even
Eating,
though it's
Joe.
in the hood, even though these businesses is in the hood, these people live in mansions. I'm happy for them. I want them all to live good. But when you going to give back to the community that keeps paying your bills?
Absolutely. I agree with you. I
And
agree.
I say to myself, we only own stores for like 3-4 years, and we out there, we give back, we this, this. I don't see none of these other people giving back. And I say to myself, damn, they've been making money off these people all this fucking time. They don't give back.
Don't set up a table. We got one of the stores over here in the
Not a
bus stop.
fucking thing.
Nothing. During COVID, you couldn't put out a table and just fed people chicken and rice. And then when I go to them, I got to pay full price. That's cool. I'll pay full price. But guess what? At the end of the day, you have to answer to God, not me. So I know when my answer comes, when he said, what have you done? I can say, I fed your sheep. I fed your sheep. I fed your sheep.
And
I
for
don't
me,
know if that's going to,
it's just special. It feels so good, right? So,
yeah.
so I break it down to my daughter, and we get ended at this because I know she's gonna beat me up when I get home because she don't like me talking about her. But she
That's
looks at me
okay.
and she tells me, my daughter's only 14, so she been going to private school. She been living good. She says, "Why, Dad? Why do you help these people so much?" Because I help every single day. I'm giving something back to people. This. Why, Dad? Why do you help? And I said, because this ain't where we from. You might be living in a mansion, but we from there.
That's
Those
right.
are our people. And we got to take care of our people. And guess what? We ain't always had it either. And so we blessed, and we got to take care of these people.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and 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 that's just how I feel about it. You know, and
I saw you the
I'm
other
old
day.
school, and I just feel like God blesses you for taking care of other people.
Yeah, yeah.
I just believe that. Like I just believe uh we'll get paid in another way.
Absolutely. No, you know when I get paid? Every day I breathe and get up in the morning. That's the payment. That's the payment.
And you seen it. You faced it. You standing in
Mm-hmm.
the air. You caught AIDS
Yes,
at a
I sure
time
do.
where people were dropping and you faced it.
And no medication. When I got diagnosed with HIV in 1995, it was no medication yet. It was only AZT. And so, you know, and it's so funny because somebody asked me, Mace the other day saw me on Clubhouse. They welcomed Beanie Siegel. And He said to me, "Oh my God, Marie, I owe you a check. You did so much for me." So somebody hollered in the audience, "Have any artists took care of Marie?" I was like, "Nope."
Mm.
But you know what? That was a rough one for me, because everybody came through my door. 50 Cent, Exhibit, Tretch. Tretch took care. I can't talk about Tretch. Tretch took care of me. Brian McKnight, Mike Epps. I had comedians. I did all the basketball players party, all of that.
You know
And then
what
when you
happens,
go
Maria?
home,
Sometimes people don't know you need it, you know? And the same thing with me. I went through,
I saw I saw your documentary. It was fabulous. Fabulous.
thank you, the unsung.
Fabulous.
And it was like, and nobody
Unsung.
really,
Oh my God. I thought I knew you, but I learned so much about you in doing Unsung. And you're an absolute fabulous God brother. You're God's son, God's beloved, God favor. And that's why you are where you are today. And that's what we all want to be, God's beloved and God favor. It ain't about how much money you have in your pocket. It's about how rich you are in your heart. And that's the thing that makes the difference.
that's right. Thank you so much, Maria Davis. And it was an honor to have you on here. And we appreciate you. We love you for everything you've done for hip hop. And keep fighting for the people, okay?
Thank you. I'm gonna call your people, see if I can get a couple of toys from y'all for the holidays.
Now we got you, Maria. Don't play with us. You know you call Big Bevelicious, and you got
Okay.
and you right in there. Bye
Yeah,
bye,
that's my
Maria.
sister.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye bye. Shout out to Relish, Big Bev. The babies are sleeping upstairs, so I gotta keep it down. Uh, you know, God is great. Put God first. Believe in God. God will show you the way. Sometimes you say, why me? Sometimes you say, why me? Why do I gotta walk through the dark? And people's journeys are different in life. And you could be going through some shit and your brother could backstab you and you could get robbed and you could lose your job and you could go through a divorce and you could this and you just like, why me? I believe it's all a lesson. And then one day, after you go through whatever these lessons is, you'll get the most rewards and blessings you ever got in your life. And so trust God no matter what. Believe in God no matter what. And he'll bring you to the light. Peace, y'all. This is the big show. Tomorrow's Throwback Thursday. We got somebody huger than huge of lifetime coming tomorrow. Peace. Love y'all.